improve efficiency and help the government to increase birth registration and expand coverage. Secondly, with regard to early child marriage, the family law was amended in 2018 and set the legal age of marriage at 18. However, challenging remain implementation of the law. Finally, concerns were raised on the child labor. To address the issue, the government amended the labor law in 2019 to set the minimum age of children working at 14 years to permit employment of the children from 12 years of age in light work. This amendment aims to avoid children earning the work of the illegal and the labor law. Also introduced a new provision prohibited hazard work from own persons under 18. To accompany the law, the National Strategy Plan and of Action to Prevent and Eliminate Child Labor for the period of 2014 and 2020 was adopted by the Prime Minister in 2014. I thank you.
Now I would like to give the floor to the representative of the Lao National Commission for the Advancement of Women to respond to the question relating women's rights. You have the floor, Madam.
Mr. President, I would like to give information on the development in terms of gender equalities and the advancements of women. The Lao PDR has been pursuing the policy to enhance and promote gender equalities and the advancements of women. The government attached great importance to the implementation of the MDGs related to the women empowerment, the Convention on the Elimination of all forms of discrimination against women, the Beijing Platform for Action and other international and regional instruments relating to the rights of women. The international obligation and commitment related to women and children are implemented through the 7 National Socio-Economic Development Plan, National Strategy and Program, as far as the legal framework, in particular the Law on the Development and Protection of Women, the Women Development Plan, the National Strategy for Advancements of Women. Today, Lao women account for 54% in the agriculture production, 41% in the handicraft industry, 57% in the trade and service sector. In education sector, the level of education of women has improved. The number of illiterate women has decreased. The rate of enrollment of female children in kindergartens rose from 10.9% in 2005 to 33.1% in 2013. In primary school from 81.2% in 2005 to 95.9% in 2013. In secondary school from 46.2% in 2005 and 61% in 2013. The number of female students in higher education institution, college, increased from 16,595 to 44,035 in 2012. Women working in government sector cover 43% in total number of public servants. At the present time, women play an important role in the national public affair. In the National Assembly, the total 132 National Assembly members, about 33 are women, covering 25%. Women hold position of President of the National Assembly, Chair and Vice Chairs of the National Assembly Committee. There are 6 female ministers and equivalent, 20 female Vice Ministers and equivalent, 70 female Director General of the Department, 3 female Ambassadors, 11 female Major, and 191 female Village Chiefs. The Lao government is committed to further advance the role of women in the political, economic, social, and cultural life of the country. The Lao government also pay attention to eliminate the negative attitude toward women and remove obstacles in the implementation of the policy on the promotion of gender roles and women's rights. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Mr. President, I would like now to give the floor back to you to continue the dialogue.
Absolutely. We'll continue from here. The next speaker is the distinguished delegate from Mongolia, please.
Mr. President, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, we wish to express our appreciation to the Government of Laos for submitting the second comprehensive national report, as well as for the detailed presentation of the report made by the Lao delegation. Mongolia welcomes the steps and efforts made by the government of Lao for the implementation of the recommendations accepted during its first universal periodic review back in 2010. Mr. President, we would like to underline the noteworthy achievements attained by the country in a relatively short period of time on improving its governance and public administration to be more effective, transparent, accountable, participatory, and providing better services to the people. Mongolia appreciates the new legislation passed by the Parliament to promote its legal reform and to safeguard full enjoyment of human rights. We acknowledge that Lao People's Democratic Republic is supportive of constructive engagement with civil society and cooperates in good faith with all the relevant international human rights mechanisms. Mr. President, the delegation of Mongolia warmly welcomes the signing of the Convention against torture and other cruel, inhumane or degrading treatment following the first cycle of the UPR review, and calls upon the government of Lao People's Democratic Republic to consider joining the international human rights instruments, including the International Convention for the Protection of All Persons from Enforced Disappearance, the Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court in the near future. My delegation recommends the government of Laos to request for technical assistance and cooperation as deemed appropriate from the international community, including relevant UN and specialized agencies in respect of capacity development for human rights.
Thank you. The floor goes to the distinguished delegate from Montenegro.
Mr. President, Montenegro warmly welcomes the distinguished delegation of the Lao People's Democratic Republic. Montenegro commends the efforts made by the authorities to strengthen the institutional and legal framework for human rights and the inclusiveness of the UPR drafting process. We particularly welcome the establishment of several national interagency mechanisms to promote and protect human rights, hoping that it will result in reducing the number of overdue reports and enhancing the overall coordination and effectiveness in the field of human rights. We noted that the CRC was concerned that early marriage continued to exist within certain ethnic groups, even though the practice was prohibited by law. We would like to ask the government to elaborate on the activities, especially in the field of education, undertaken to eliminate this practice. Montenegro makes following recommendations to the government of the Lao PDR: to accede to and fully align its national legislation with the Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court, including by incorporating provisions to cooperate promptly and fully with the ICC, and the second, to ratify the second optional protocol to the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, aiming at the abolition of the death penalty. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. I'd like to call upon the distinguished delegate from Morocco now.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Je voudrais souhaiter la bienvenue à la délégation de la République démocratique populaire Lao et la féliciter pour la présentation du rapport national de son pays. Le Maroc